Trump product of the sexual revolution, not an aberration. A world, which boasts of giving rights to promiscuous, prostitutes and perverts of all kinds in the name of freedom of choice, can only hope to reach the zenith of immorality at some point of time even in politics. Democracy after all is nothing but a license to the depraved, corrupt, and selfish to capture power. A system in which personal character and morality of conduct are no criteria in the selection of candidates can only expect the worst to lead the people. The good and the morally upright find hardly any opportunity to even come close to power. The hullabaloo over Donald Trump's reported obscene remarks are confirmation of the fact that morality in West-dominated world has reached a low, which even the Americans so habitual of all-pervading obscenity around them find nauseating. But the truth is that Trump's obscene behavior is more or less a trend in West and no aberration. A world, which boasts of giving rights to promiscuous, prostitutes and perverts of all kinds in the name of freedom of choice, can only hope to reach the zenith of immorality at some point of time even in politics. Democracy after all is nothing but a license to the depraved, corrupt, and selfish to capture power. A system in which personal character and morality of conduct are no criteria in the selection of candidates can only expect the worst to lead the people. The good and the morally upright find hardly any opportunity to even come close to power. Trump is not the first to have hit the news for his pervert behavior. Ironically, the husband of the rival candidate, Hillary Clinton, had also earned repute for her celebrated Lewinsky affair, which might have done remarkably well in popularizing oral sex at that time. Now, even the mainstream international media reports are using the kind of words that were considered prohibited till now. See the BBC report. Mr. Trump is heard telling TV host Billy Bush, "You can do anything to women when you're a star." The New York businessman bragged about trying to have sex with a married woman as well as kissing and groping others. "I've said some foolish things, but there's a big difference between the words and actions of other people," he said. Bill Clinton has actually abused women. And Hillary has bullied, attacked, shamed, and intimidated his victims. We will discuss this more in the coming days. I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there. And she was married. Then all of a sudden I see her, she's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look. I just start kissing them," he said. "I don't even wait. And when you're a star they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the pussy," Mr. Trump says. "You can do anything. Bill Clinton has said far worse to me on the golf course, not even close. I apologize if anyone was offended. Height of indecency, obscenity, and immorality. This is coming from the presidential candidate of a country which boasts of being the most civilized nation of the world. Their civilization has given them gay marriages, promiscuity, pornography, prostitution, teenage pregnancies, abortions, children with unknown fathers, children living with single parents and whatnot. What an election! Till now, it appeared that two senile and sick persons are vying for the most powerful chair of the world. Now it is clear that the fight is also between a morally depraved man and the wife of another one known for his promiscuous ways during his office as President of the United States. Where is the world heading to? We are living in a world where it is easier to be bad than to be good, to be immoral than morally upright. We are living in a where nudity is celebrated and hijab is banned. Where promiscuity is illegal and promiscuity the order of the day, and where marriage before a particular age is legally banned but pregnancies before that age are condoned as evidence of free world. I would end this article with quote from my 2006 book, The Killer Sex. Revolution implies an extraordinary change. But the change is not always the antibiotic that kills the infection and treats the disease. Instead it may be the hypnotic that sedates, addicts, and slowly poisons. For any colossal transformation to be valuable, it has to be for the better. If huge changes do not end into salubrious fruition, they have no credentials to be called a revolution. Sexual revolution is in truth the nadir of human behavior. It has proved to be not the antibiotic but the hypnotic. It has heralded nemesis of individuals' peaceful existence, families' peaceful sustenance and society's peaceful countenance. It has derailed everybody from the right course, nailed every institution and failed every development. It has only bailed the merchants. It has made humanity look ludicrous. It has thinned to almost non-existence the demarcating line between human and animal. It has sacrificed abiding happiness at the altars of instant fun, and has crucified health on the cross of wealth. It has made character moribund by slaughtering the inspector of conscience that sustained it. It has pierced childhood, hanged womanhood, and polluted manhood. It has snatched the apron of shyness that used to adore and protect woman, and has transavested her in the lingerie of shamelessness. It has transfigured man from a lover and protector of woman to mere usurper. It has made love without sex to look abnormal and ridiculous, but sex without love to appear natural and admirable. It has reduced love to love-making, and has made love-making a perpetual captive of unadulterated lust. It has trounced parenthood and transfixed childhood. It has buried fatherhood and sickened motherhood. It has bulldozed the world, converting it into huge rubble of solace, and brought the mankind to the verge of total collapse. Sexual revolution is the python that must be trapped at the earliest and killed without delay. Sexual revolution has taught us that sex is not for life but life is for sex. That sex must overrule every other consideration and overcome every obstacle in its way. If it is the custodian of law, it must learn to behave. If it is the inspector of religion, it has to be dismissed, and if it is the police of morality, it has to be confronted. It has made us believe that sex must not necessarily be between a human and a human, it can be between a human and an animal. That sex must not always require two sexes, it may be between a man, and between a woman and a woman. That sex must not have to be between two adults, it may be between an adult and a child. That sex may not unfailingly involve those who are not linked by blood, it may involve a mother and a son, a father and a daughter, and a brother and a sister. That sex should not always be limited to two individuals, many may join simultaneously. That sex must not necessarily use organs that are naturally meant for it, any organ that can be penetrated is fit for coitus. That sex must not necessarily be enjoyed away from the public gaze, it may be performed in front of their staring eyes and exhilarating hearts and brains. That sex must not necessitate any formal declaration, any two consenting individuals can have it without warranting any social or legal sanction. That, in extreme circumstances, sex does not even require consent, if one is smart enough to hoodwink law or bold enough to face it, one may even rape without fearing too much. That sex does not have to be for fulfilling one's legitimate physical and psychological desires, it may also be for filling one's coffer. That sex need not be the corollary of love, it may be purchased or sold in the market. That whatever comes in the way of sex must be mercilessly got away with, even if it is a human in making. In nutshell, sexual revolution has convinced us that sex knows no bounds. The old saying must be redefined thus: everything is fair in love, sex, and war.